Yeah, there was a storm coming in, but for the moment, it was just a little breezy. Down here in the valley along Ware Creek, everything was backlit and beautiful. The sun was shining, the breeze was making it a little bit tough for the hoverflies to land on the fireweed, and the fluff was blowing around. There'll soon be a lot of that. But it was nice and warm and pleasant. Down here in the valley, there were some signs of fall. These twisted stalk berries, young chipping sparrows, squirrels on the move gathering stuff up for winter. This one paused while he was looking for cones. Or maybe just to wait until this chipping sparrow got out of the way. This squirrel was sitting in the shade and nibbling on a rose hip. But out of the valley and up toward the ridges, the wind sounded like a jet taking off. The clouds, though they were still patchy, were moving in fast. And the further I went up the road, the windier it became. Strangely, at the top of the first ridge, the wind kind of backed off a little bit. But the clouds were still there, and they were moving. But despite that, it was still kind of warm and pleasant on the upper reaches of Ware Creek. And in the forest, I found mushrooms. I just couldn't resist touching one of them. It felt smooth and kind of leathery. And in other places on the forest floor, there were bunchberries and little clumps of fleabane. Or maybe that's showy aster. I can never tell the difference. And one poor little disheveled hawkweed, maybe? The sun popped in and out of the clouds, and down here in the valley I was out of the wind. But it was also starting to rain a little bit, so I headed back out of the valley and up toward the ridges again. And up there, yeah, there was definitely something incoming. Up here, the wind was even stronger than it was before. And as I sat there taking these pictures, I could hear branches snapping off around me. Maybe time to head back out to the low country again. But on the way, some lovely early fall color. Ripening berries and leaves turning color in the shady spots. Still a lot of green among the aspen groves, though. The dogbane always changes color early. And the wind, now that I was on the downhill side of the ridges, it was picking up again. Out in the valley, so still kind of pleasant. And further east in the foothills, a little bit of late summer color. And of course, late summer wasps. They are everywhere at this time of year. And so are the changes as summer begins its descent into autumn. So yeah, I could outrun the incoming storm. But one incoming thing I don't really want to outrun. And that's fall.